What is dark web?
It's having lot of data, and to access such kind of data there are a lot of different types of malwares. I'm not going to publicly share because there are a lot of like explicit content over there. You can get whatever you want, like anything that you can't get from any open shops or malls or from anywhere across, even from the 10% of the surface web. So everything you would be able to get it from the dark.
Hello, everyone. Thank you once again for tuning in to yet another very insightful and interesting podcast. Thank you for tuning into On Point with Abbas Hamidi. Today we have an extremely interesting person, and it's amazing how I managed to get him on the seat today. He's an ethical hacker. I don't know how hacking can be ethical though, but we'll hear it from him. He's none other than Falgun Rathod. He is one of the top 10 listed hackers, ethical hackers in India, and he's won Times Men of the Year award in 2023. So let's get into the podcast and let's learn more about who he is and how he's hacking into, how he's ethically hacking into the business. Hello, Falgun, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much, Abbas.
And thank you once again to be here. And you've come all the way from India.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
How's Dubai for you today? I mean, this time of the year.
It's very hot actually.
It's hot for you, but it's getting a little bit better for us. For us, I don't know about you. For you,
it's actually hot. Yeah.
So, what is hacking? Like hacking, means like getting into somebody's system unknowingly. And so, what is ethical hacking?
Yeah, true. Actually, like getting an access to someone's system intentionally or unintentionally for doing some kind of like doing suspicious or infecting their systems with some spyware, malware, or spying on their data. So basically, that's what we call as an hacking. And when I say hack, the term called hack, according to Merriam-Webster dictionary, to hack something means to kill something.
Okay.
Or to cut off something.
Okay.
But in computing industry, it's like, as I mentioned, it's like you are going to get into someone's system without their knowledge. So that's what we call as an hacking into the systems or maybe the networks. And people are mostly aware about and are also concerned for hacking into mobile phones because they are having most of the crucial data on their mobile phones. Yeah. So yes, hacking and ethical hacking. So it's a very thin line between ethical and unethical when I say. So basically we sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement with our clients. And basically we try to break into their systems and tell them that these are the different ways through which an hacker with some identification of vulnerabilities, you can say, or he's going to get into your system, your mobile phone, your network, into your data. So we basically create the report.
And so basically it's a backdoor kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And what you're saying is that people make an app or a software and then they give it to you by please hack this and tell me where the vulnerabilities is.
Yes. Okay. But it comes with a lot of responsibility because they are going to give us a lot of obviously trust is the most important thing. We are going to get even the credentials, lot of confidential data of lot of our customer.
Correct.
We are having access to lot of confidential data. I'm having access to your credentials of your social media or maybe another confidential assets. But still, it's like, again, I'm going to use this word called ethical. So I need to make sure that the trust is always built up. And security is mostly a kind of more responsible area, actually.
Okay. When you say that, companies and businesses hire you, I think they hire you to break into the system. What kind of companies are there? Is it like tech companies or any other company which has a software
Every company is looking forward to have a cybersecurity professional and ethical hacker. Actually, the reason is hackers are not bounded with guidelines or ethics. So if they are going to find out some of the crucial data within your network or within the system, so they can definitely break into your system, break into your email accounts, break into your applications or server, or maybe your mobile phone. So even the individual are nowadays looking forward to hire a cybersecurity professional and ethical hacker.
So mobile phones, you said mobile phones, it's the most common and the most device that we take it everywhere with us.
Yeah.
Tell me how vulnerable it is. And we have everything in our phones, right?
True.
And I have read some article, but I don't know how true it is, because these phones are made by the top of the companies, right? They are masters of what they're doing. Still, can people manage to hack it?
Yes, definitely. Whatever mobile phone you say, they are vulnerable, and your data is vulnerable for sure. Application might be secure, but not the mobile phone, and there are always vulnerabilities. So every another hacker is trying to break into that application.
How does it work? Like you said, break into the app. How is it like? How do you even connect to the back end of the software?
So when the developers are creating the software, they always leave some of the bugs. They are not aware about the security stuff. See, development is totally a different thing. Even the IT people, they are not having the knowledge about the security. So obviously you need to have a cybersecurity professional within your IT infrastructure, IT team, and every company. That is the reason I'm saying every IT company should have a cybersecurity professional so that they can secure their infrastructure. When the softwares are being developed, they have to manage the security, because see, every application, what's the core of any application? The data. There is no value of WhatsApp, there is no value of Telegram, Instagram, or any application if you are not having any data. So data is the core thing. And if this data goes out of the cyberspace, then there is no value of that application, and no one is going to trust you.
Right. So let me take you out of the corporate zone and let's put you into the consumer zone, that who we are. Okay. So I am using a public Wi-Fi, for example, okay, and I've connected my laptop. Tell me how vulnerable I am, even though if I have, first, how vulnerable I am, and second, if I have an antivirus software, how helpful it is to have the software, and can that be breached and hacked?
Again, I would like to quote over here, when you say antivirus softwares, any kind of other endpoint security systems, even the corporates are having firewalls.
Yeah.
So most of the people say, like, I'm having antivirus, I'm having firewall, then my system and my data is secure. But actually it is not. Because the people, again, who created such kind of software are not ethical hackers and are not cybersecurity professional. Even at the same time, they are not configured properly.
So you're saying the people who create the softwares are separate than the people who know the knowledge of hacking?
Yes.
Okay. So once the software is developed, then you come in play where you try to hack it and tell them that this is the open thing, and then they fix it.
Yes, true. So it becomes very difficult for even every individual. But people, obviously, when someone says it is a VPN, okay, so VPN provides you in security. Antivirus provides you in security. So when you say you have been ghosted, you are having some evil in yours, and when you are going to a temple or mosque, so basically you will be feeling like, okay, the evil will go out of my body and something. So the same way we feel when we use such kind of software or security software. So basically it is not going to happen, never, because that applications are also vulnerable. So if you are having antivirus, someone with the help of antivirus can also break into your system.
So what do we do? Like I am having, for example, I am having this phone. Okay, it's made by the toppest tech company, Apple. And what next do I do to make myself, safe from all this? Or is there is no possible way to be safe?
There are a lot of ways. just let's take an example. Never click on any link which has been sent by the suspicious person or unknown person. But even if it is sent by your known person, don't even click on such kind of links.
But what happens in a lot of, even in UAE, this part of the region, a lot of messages from the government is also coming to be careful for scammers.
Yes.
They put these links in such a way that it is in our day-to-day lives. Like you, for example, if you're doing a grocery shopping, and you are doing it every day, and the grocery is coming and delivered to your door. But one fine day, the same looking app, the same links are coming, but it's not. How do we find that out? Is there a way, or it's there is no way out, or you just have to be smart enough?
You have to be smart enough. You have to educate yourself for the cybersecurity thing. So basically, when I started as a trainer in 2008 roundabout. So it's been more than 15 years I'm into training. I also took training sessions in some of the universities in Dubai, also in India, most of the universities. And we have trained more than 55,000 students, corporates, individuals, and obviously into service, like we have served more than 400 corporates. So when I say all these figures, so what I have identified is most of the time people are not aware. So awareness is the key to be safe from cyber crimes which are happening.
How do you feel that people can be aware of this? Do we take a course, or do we do the training, or is just that regularly whatever information is coming? What is required in today's generation?
It's a kind of like general knowledge. So every day you should be aware with one of the tip, cybersecurity tip. So that's what I believe. Like every day when you are getting some new news, or you wanted to know about what is happening in the world, the same way you wanted to know, you should have a knowledge about the devices that you are using, the applications you are using. You should get such kind of tip on an everyday basis. As well as I'm not going to tell you like, okay, go for the course until and unless you are looking forward to become a cybersecurity professional or an ethical hacker. But actually it is a mandatory thing for everyone to get aware about the cyber crimes which are happening. So yes, for sure.
I have one very common question. A lot of people ask me this, to ask you this. How safe is WhatsApp, the app, and Telegram, or whatever we are using in today? How safe is it? Because they say that this is end-to-end encrypted, but a lot of news come that through WhatsApp there was a message and the links, and so how safe is it?
So these are two different scenarios. When I say when they says the data is purely encrypted, the messages that you have been doing is purely encrypted. Yes, they are encrypted. So someone is getting access to your data.
What do you mean by encrypted?
Encryption means, let's take an example. I'm going to tell you AFQPS. So AFPQS is something known as a ciphertext. People won't be able to understand what it means. But when you are going to decrypt it, you will come to know that with the help of some algorithm and the help of a key, you have encrypted Falgun. So actually it is in ciphertext. So clear format or clear text is Falgun. But when I'm going to use this term, the ciphertext, no one is going to understand my message. So the same way, when I say it's an encrypted data, there is a disk-based encryption. So whatever the data that you are going to have, let's take an example of BitLocker. It is a service offered by the Microsoft. So when you are using this service of BitLocker, your end-to-end data within your system is going to be encrypted. Okay, so if someone gets some data from your laptop, it is going to be encrypted. But if he is going to get the key through which you have encrypted those data, that data would be unlocked.
Then, so it's almost impossible to get that key, because that key is with the actual WhatsApp companies and all that. So, but still people do get some malware or viruses through WhatsApp. How does that work?
So that's all because there are, when the developer is working, the WhatsApp, the team of WhatsApp or a team of Telegram or whatsoever the applications are, so they are vulnerable. When they release some new update, so they comes with some of the bug. and basically that's how the hackers break into that code. If the vulnerability is existing, obviously because of the buggy code, you can say. So that's how the hacker can take a maximum advantage of such kind of applications. And whenever the new releases are coming of any software, they are yes, there are 99.99% chance they are vulnerable.
So in today's world, a lot of people have Alexa in their house. Everything is controlled by the phone, cameras. There are, if you say "Hi Alexa," there is a microphone in it.
Yes.
And also it controls the security of the home. You can unlock your door. How vulnerable it is, and if a hacker gets in connection with this device, can it control everything? Can it see everything?
Yes, they can control everything which is available in your home.
Oh my God.
Okay. So your phone, your TV, they can enable the cameras within your television that you are having in your bedroom. Okay. So everything.
How do we how do we protect ourselves with this? Is there any way, or we just keep on doing, the firewall that you talked about, or, you just keep on improving or updating the service? How is it like?
So yes, upgradation comes because of the buggy code. And
what do you mean by bugs?
Bugs means the vulnerable code or the code which is defective.
So defective code is what? Like you can pass through that and access the software.
Access the software, access the data.
So why don't they understand if this is if a defective code? The person who developed the software, they don't understand.
No,
this?
they are developers. They have never been trained for the cybersecurity.
Okay.
So yes, there are a lot of compliances nowadays, international compliances. There are a lot of best practices that they need to follow. But the problem is the day-to-day regular life of any IT professional. So they don't get time to get updated, even to get skilled for cybersecurity. In cybersecurity, it's not when I say cybersecurity, it's a new field. It's a new domain. It's an era. Cyberspace, cybersecurity, hacking. And obviously, when you are talking about AI and ML, what is going to happen if everything in your home is been operated by AI and ML and AI? So what if such devices get break or get hacked by any hacker? So they can get an access of everything that you are having, your smartwatch even. They will come to know about your heartbeats. So let's take an example. So pacemaker can also be hacked.
Wow.
The hacker actually demonstrated in front of a lot of people, thousands of people in an international conference by breaking into the pacemaker.
How fast can a hacker hack a phone, and what does it require? Like, does it need my phone, or he doesn't even need my phone? He just needs a number or something.
It depends on the vulnerability existing in the application that your phone you are using.
So
in your
he
phone.
will send a bug or the
link or something, and sometimes maybe not.
Okay. And how do you check any software? You do the same technique?
The same way, same technique. The hacker is going to use the same technique. Even the cars are getting hacked.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, because all electric cars now, and they are connected via satellites now. The Starlink is there, and then Google Play, everything is now. So it can be very easily. So today you have your car parked, tomorrow it might not be there in that place.
True. Someone can easily unlock your car doors. Someone can easily operate your car doors. So basically, there are a lot of devices nowadays which are easily available through which you can hack into any car.
Okay, one very important question: online banking.
Yeah,
it's now absolutely every bank has now moved to online. They have their app, they have their website, and they've designed the system in such a way that you do not need to be in that branch to do any transaction.
True.
Big or small transaction, anything you want to do, you can do it on the app. But their unlocking feature or their security is just a password, and then there is a face reading. Yeah. Okay. So if today I open my bank application, it just says that unlock using your Face ID. How powerful it is? Is it a good way to keep a security, or do you how vulnerable it is?
Actually, when you say banking, digital banking and online banking, mobile banking and everything, so these banks are following international compliance, because we have also worked with banks, a lot of banks from India as well as globally. So we have identified they are following a lot of controls. They have they are following a lot of international compliances, best practices, and yes. So I must say, like, the applications are mostly secure, but I'm not sure about the servers, because when you say servers, the applications which are hosted within their infrastructure or maybe on the cloud. So when you say cloud is an ongoing domain in IT.
Yeah.
So basically, when someone is having an access to the cloud, so everything is public.
Oh.
Yeah, because the people are not educated in the cloud even. So you have to be certified from AWS, you have to be certified from Azure or Microsoft, or you can get certified from the Google even. So the people are getting knowledge about how to configure the things in the cloud, but they are not aware how to secure the data or the application which are hosted on the cloud.
Oh, okay. So how do you help them?
So again, the same way, we review the whole infrastructure of them. We identify the things which needs to be there, the controls which are they have not placed, or the controls that needs to be there as per the international compliances or the best practices. So that's how we try to get an performing vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. So that's in general a very important process for every organization to perform VAPT within the network, for their application, for their IoT devices as well. So nowadays, even the systems which are getting connected in the industries, so they are also getting hacked. Someone can easily break into windmills also.
Oh, windmills.
So industrial data, industrial equipments are also vulnerable.
3 days back, a very renowned airline here announced that pagers and walkie-talkies are now not allowed in the flights. So keeping that in mind, I think anything can be breached, and I don't know how. I don't think we can ever be 100% safe.
100%
there is always a door open, back door open, where people can come and do.
Any device which is connected to internet can be breached. So that's a fact.
So even though there are for example, people like you are doing, you're trying to close the back doors whichever is open. Is there any way that any back door can be kept open, or people keep searching new ways to go in? How does this work?
So you're talking about from the end user's perspective or from hacker's perspective?
From both. So if you're saying that, so for example, I'll give you one scenario, that there is a software that I have built, and I have given to hackers, ethical hackers like you, to please find the back doors and close it. So they have come to me that, okay, boss, now this is most secure. So is it 100% now secure or no?
No, it requires a continuous process. So when someone says now it is 100% secure, it is next to impossible. So it is not possible to have 100% security. It's a security. I'm always saying security is a continuous process. It is not a one-time job that you are done and now you are secure.
So how is it, like codes? How do you know that there is a backdoor open? Because you can go through the, how do you do it? These are codes.
When the application has been developed, it's not in one time it has been developed and it is kept open and everyone would start using it. There are going to be the changes. They are going to get a lot of updates. You are getting a lot of updates for each and every application that you are using. So because they are having some of the bugs, they are having some of the vulnerabilities. Hence, it becomes very important to update and to have a secure mechanism every time. Having a security vulnerability, like trying to identify the security vulnerability every time whenever you update your application or you update your code.
So, according to you being in the market, and you've seen a lot of clients in India, here, internationally, even I think you're doing something with the governments as well.
Yeah.
What is the most common problem, and how do you solve it in today's world?
So the most common problem is the user awareness. Okay, everyone basically are getting smart, but not cyber smart. They are having knowledge, okay, how to use Instagram, but they don't know how to use Instagram in a secure manner. They never go to settings. Even once the person is going to use open an account on Instagram or Facebook or having a WhatsApp, so no one is going to check out the features offered by them. So it's a must practice and should be followed from the school students, even from the primary or secondary, higher education. Even the colleges should have such kind of training modules. So hands-on training modules, so that basically they would be aware, because most of the hackers are from the age group of 15 to 25.
You talk about school children and the kids. I think this, how vulnerable are the kids? Because, I've seen a lot of kids having their phones when they are watching some YouTube video or something, and then they keep clicking on, if they finish one video, then they click another and another. So just imagine if there is a link, which is not a video and it's a hacking link, and the child doesn't know, right?
Yeah.
And if it clicks, so how vulnerable are they? And even schools are now using laptops and,
and they are offering every devices. So obviously, again, as I mentioned, every device which is getting connected to internet is vulnerable. The applications which they are using are having a lot of advertisement which is coming up, which might be malicious. When you are going to click on some kind of malicious link, so basically a backdoor would be installed in your in your device. Either like the applications which are downloaded for as in cracks. So cracks means like having unlimited features of everything. So especially for the people who are into games, the gamers, they look forward to have an install that kind of cracks to avoid the purchases and everything. So basically this crack, why someone is going to give you free of cost? There is nothing which comes free of cost. So it's been said like when you are getting something free, you are becoming a product.
Yeah. So I think they are taking your data by giving you that crack or the cheat code for the game, but you don't know about it, that your data is being shared to them.
Yes. True.
Wow. Okay. Tell me one thing, with all this in respect, what should one normal person like me, best practices to do when handling your phone or your laptop? What is the best practices in everyday life to keep in mind to be not 100% safe, as you said, but the maximum you can do to be safe?
So there are a lot of, actually there is a pure checklist. So the first thing is having a very good type of password.
Okay. But
good password.
Good password means?
Good password means like mostly the people are having the passwords like Falgun @123. Or maybe Falgun @1990. That's my birth year. Okay, so they are going to use such kind of maybe my daughter's name with the following by the year. Yeah, that's not.
But the problem is that then you use
remembering the password.
You forget the password. It's happened to me so many times.
There are a lot of applications nowadays which are coming through which you can secure and have a list of all your passwords. And everything would be encrypted.
But you just imagine that if that gets hacked, then you are gone.
Obviously, it happens. So, but yes,
that's the
you
first
can
one.
have in one storage where you can keep all the passwords at one place, all your credit card, debit card details, everything. So basically, it is going to be very much helpful. So password is one of the most important thing.
One more question I want to ask related to passwords. Should we have numbers, letters, also
special characters,
everything in
and
it?
Very complicated name.
And complicated name.
Name.
So it has to be a long name or a short name?
It should be long. Yeah. So I'm using almost 36 characters.
36 characters, okay.
In my password.
Okay. And it's very important, right? That's the first thing that to be on. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Second point.
Yeah. Secondary is like avoid using open Wi-Fi's. Okay. So especially like when you say lot of people, you are traveling and everyone is traveling nowadays. So basically people get easily access to the public Wi-Fi's, as well as you previously mentioned about the VPNs. Okay. So when I say public VPNs, they are always vulnerable. 99.99% of the VPNs are offered by hackers. So they can monitor whatever you are doing with the help of that VPN and proxy servers.
I'll tell you one story that I saw it on social media. The guy connected to Wi-Fi at the airport. So the airport Wi-Fi, there were two Wi-Fi that were showing. One was the Wi-Fi of the hacker, and it was the same name.
Same name, yes.
And it was impossible for anyone to know. And there are thousands of devices getting connected. He's just stealing the data.
So that and whenever even I am also using public Wi-Fi, but whenever I am using public Wi-Fi, I don't use or do any kind of digital transaction. So I don't even log into my mobile banking or something like this. I just use it for the surfing purpose rather than doing all these digital transactions. So these are the two best practices.
So if you surf also, do you surf in incognito mode or normal surfing is fine?
I do in incognito mode as well, because they are good in terms of privacy, because you know everything nowadays. Your devices are listening to you. Because there are a lot of people who are are very confused that how my device or how Instagram is knowing all my details, how Google is knowing all my details, and they are showing the relevant ads and relevant videos to you.
I've done that, by the way. So I just told my device the word called Maldives 3 times. Maldives. And when you scroll through your Instagram and TikTok, there are ads from Maldives coming to my. It's crazy. It's so obvious that they're listening to everything. And today, even if today we are talking, they might be listening to everything.
Listening to us, yes. Wow. Obviously, the privacy settings that you need to do for all of your digital devices, your phone. There are a lot of features offered by Android, iOS, and your laptops as well. Microsoft, Mac, everything. They are having good features. So the only problem is people are not aware. So privacy features are already there. Even while using in social media accounts, everyone is having in social media accounts. They should have MFA, 2MFA. They should have an biometric access. So rather than remembering the password, you should have you should get an OTP. You should need to have your fingerprint or face through access. So that's in best practices, and one should mandatory.
So you said facial express. Yeah, I saw a video. What the person did was he from a photograph, he put it into the AI, and the AI generated a complete 360 degrees photo, the face of the person, and then he put his phone here, and the facial recognition just unlocked the phone.
Yeah, deepfakes.
Yeah, deepfakes.
Deepfakes
so that is another challenge that we are facing now, and artificial intelligence is going crazy everywhere.
With growth of technology, obviously these things are always going with advantages, with pros, and definitely the cons would be there.
Okay, we are running out of time, but a very important question I wanted to ask you: what is dark web?
So dark web is very scary.
Yeah, it says 90% of the internet is dark web. We are only dealing with 10% of
that's surface web.
What is it? Tell me.
So 90% of the web is dark web.
What is it? It's like a website, or what? How do you access? What is it?
It's having lot of data, and to access such kind of data, there are a lot of different types of malwares. I'm not going to publicly share because there are a lot of explicit content over there. You can get whatever you want, like anything that you can't get from any open shops or malls or from anywhere across, even from the 10% of the surface web. So everything you would be able to get it from the dark web.
So how do you access it? Is it a normal website, or is there a special kind of a browser?
Spatial browsers are there. So with the help of that spatial browser, you can have an access to that whole dark web. Even the Google and everyone was providing that accessibility previously, but through international all that government and the compliances, they have blocked everything. So now you can get an access from a few simple browsers, and you would be able to get an access to the whole dark web.
So if dark web is, people only like you can access, like you have that knowledge, how is 90% of the data in the dark web? So there are so many people in the world who actually knows about this and can access it, or there are limited people, but they have a lot of data. They've kept a lot of data in it. How is it?
Yeah, there are a lot of people who are accessing 10% of web, but the 90% of the people are having a lot of data which they are storing on that dark web.
Okay, so it's a cloud, or how? Storing means what? There's a storage device.
So it's an onion routing basically.
Onion routing. Okay.
Yeah. So the websites are onion based websites. So
What is it's a
onion?
company?
Nah, it's not a company basically. When I say onion, so onion are having multiple peels. The same way.
So, okay.
Yeah. So basically, what happens if I'm going to send you a message? There would be only two people who are aware.
Oh, okay.
But what happens in the onion routing? There are total 9 nodes.
Okay.
So there are multiple nodes, and no one would be aware about another node.
Oh, okay.
So it becomes very difficult, and all the hackers, all the basically the scammers and everyone, they are using dark web because it's totally untraceable. So most of the crimes, most of the malware, which is your system is getting infected, or the major, even the government systems which are getting infected, when the people, the ransomware, through ransomware is a major issue nowadays, what the corporate as well as the government is facing. So you need to pay through bitcoins. Why?
Because it's untraceable.
It's untraceable. The same way, when they are keeping all your dark secrets and all your data on the dark web, because it is untraceable.
Okay, Falgun bhai, I think I've taken a lot of your time and a lot of information, important information has been given by you. Just one last question, that if a person is following your career path, okay, what is the best practices, and how good is your career to be in, and what does the person do to get into what you're doing?
Dedication is one of the important thing, obviously, and like you require in continuous upgradation of your knowledge. See, when because I can be anywhere. People ask like corporates, government, they have a lot of questions, and obviously the one which even I have not heard about. So I should be more aware, and like I should have a more prior knowledge. Before someone going to ask me such kind of question, I should have a knowledge about cloud security, AI, ML security, or whatever the new things which is coming up. So I have to be very updated. The same way for all the people who are listening to this, the students, the professional, everyone, they have to spend 8 to 9 days every day. 8 to 9 hours every day for getting them updated.
And how do they update? By online?
Through online. There are a lot of everything is online. ChatGPT and Google. You have to just continuously listen. There are a lot of influencers nowadays. So yes, they can be updated with a lot of sources which is available on the internet. And the most important thing is like you have to keep on doing the practice. Practice is the most important thing. So
keep hacking people. Ethical hacking with permission. Okay, amazing. So which is one company that for the products that we use, mobiles, laptops, which is one brand that you think is the most safe? I want to know from your perspective. Nothing is safe.
Nothing is
safe.
Nothing.
Okay, thank you, Falgun bhai. It's an honor to have you, and amazing podcast, amazing. And I think we have to do part 2, part 3, part 4 of this podcast. Whenever you come to Dubai, we have to do a podcast.
Sure.
There's too much to learn, and I have to be upgraded, like you said.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, thank you to all my audience listening today. I hope that this podcast was a great insight and a great learning point for you, which helps you in day-to-day life. And thank you once again to watch the On Point with Abbas Hamidi, the channel. And you guys have been very generous in supporting the channel. Thank you, and hit that share and like button. Thank you.